haven't even made it to training camp yet. We have not even made it to the December 12th Women's USA Basketball training camp yet, and they are already disrespecting Caitlin Clark.
Look like Team USA is forcing Caitlin Clark to change her infamous 22 number to a new one.
Team USA has just made a move that has the entire basketball community absolutely stunned. They're demanding that Caitlin Clark, the biggest name in women's basketball right now, give up her iconic number 22. The reaction has been fierce and immediate. And now there are growing whispers that Caitlin may even consider refusing to participate if this kind of treatment continues. Team USA is officially in full-blown damage control mode. Before we dive deeper into this chaotic situation, tell me in the comments, should Caitlin Clark be allowed to keep her number, or is Team USA justified in enforcing their policies? Because what's unfolding behind the scenes is far more outrageous than anyone realized. So here's what happened. Team USA Basketball just dropped a shocking announcement that sent massive tremors through the sports world, and the reason will leave you shaking your head. They're requiring Caitlin Clark, the superstar reshaping the entire landscape of women's basketball, to abandon her signature number 22. Let's get something straight. This is not a small, harmless adjustment. Many see it as a calculated move dripping with disrespect, something that has fans, commentators, and absolutely everyone in between questioning what Team USA's real agenda might be. We're talking about the player who has single-handedly attracted millions of new viewers to women's hoops, now being told the number that defines her, the one she's worn during her meteoric rise, must be taken away. Fans are calling it an intentional slight, a smack in the face, especially given how enormous her influence has become. No one in women's basketball is bigger than Caitlin Clark at this moment. Her popularity is global, and somehow the Team USA drama around her just keeps escalating. Because here's the wild part, Caitlin was already left off the Olympic roster earlier this year.
Clark, who is not one of the top 12 to 15 WNBA players, did not make the Olympic team. But Christian Laettner wasn't one of the top 100 players in the NBA, and he made an Olympic team. Olympic basketball team, men's and women's, has always been subjective and very political at the end of the roster. Isaiah Thomas didn't make it. Why? Michael Jordan didn't like him. The WNBA Finals had 700,000 viewers. The draft that included Caitlin Clark had 3 times as many. Life, whether it's a relationship, business, sports, life gives you so few big waves. When they do, grab your surfboard. Women's basketball feels like it's suffering from spite or historically low self-esteem, where they want to prove that they know more than you do. It's an opportunity wasted.
And now, not only are they continuing the pattern of overlooking her, but they're forcing her to give up the number that symbolizes her entire journey. This bombshell announcement came right before Team USA's crucial training camp in North Carolina, scheduled for December 12th through the 14th. This camp was meant to be a celebration of elite talent, showcasing stars like Paige Bueckers, Juju Watkins, and others. Instead, it instantly became the stage for one of the strangest and most unnecessary controversies women's basketball has seen in years.
This is the, these are the Team USA. And these are the player numbers. So obviously, Kelsey Plum, number 5. Jackie Young, 13. You have Griner, 15. Chelsea Gray, 8. Kalia Copper, 7. And then everybody that was not on the roster is above number 15.
Early that morning, reports began circulating about this stunning directive, one that would effectively take away the number that has become inseparable from Clark's historic college accomplishments and dominant WNBA performances. The timing only makes this even more confusing. It comes at the exact moment her fame is exploding worldwide, which has amplified the frustration and disbelief among her rapidly growing fan base. Let's be very clear, Caitlin Clark's number 22 is not just a jersey number. It is undeniably the most recognizable number in all of women's sports right now. Period. There is no debate to be had. From her record-breaking seasons at the University of Iowa to her lightning-fast rise in the WNBA, the number 22 has become woven into her identity. It's a signal that something fans instantly spot from the highest arena seats and on screens. Everywhere. To her supporters, the number is more than fabric. It's a symbol of a legacy actively being written. Her brand, her story, her entire narrative as a player is deeply tied to that number. It represents the absurdly deep three-pointers, the unmatched court vision, and the relentless competitiveness that has drawn in millions far beyond the traditional basketball audience. She is connected to number 22 in the same iconic way Michael Jordan is linked to 23, or Wayne Gretzky to 99. Asking her to change it at this stage feels like a deliberate attempt to weaken that connection, a baffling decision that has absolutely everyone questioning what's really going on. And here's the part that pushes fans over the edge. This isn't the first time USA Basketball has seemingly minimized Caitlin Clark's impact. Remember when she was shockingly left off the Olympic roster? That decision confused almost everyone, especially considering her unmatched global appeal and the enormous TV ratings she generates. This pattern, whether accidental or intentional, has fueled growing theories that something deeper is happening. Behind closed doors, perhaps certain people within the organization are hesitant to fully embrace just how transformational she is. Because when you look at what's happening, none of it makes logical sense unless you consider that her massive popularity may actually make Team USA uncomfortable. So what number will she wear? The official announcement states that Caitlin Clark will be wearing number 17 in the upcoming Team USA training camp. While the number on its own doesn't mean much, the message is crystal clear. It is anything but 22. This forced change, especially considering the enormous branding power she carries, raises countless questions. You have to wonder, is this a power move to remind her who's in control? Or is it simply an unbelievably tone-deaf decision from people who don't understand the cultural weight of her brand? Section 4. No matter how you try to rationalize it, the message being sent to Clark and her supporters feels blunt and dismissive. We're in charge here, and your fame doesn't change that. What makes this even more shocking and honestly infuriating for so many people is the revelation that not one, literally not a single player on the Team USA training camp roster will be wearing number 22. Let that sit with you. It's not like the number was taken by a longtime veteran or a player with a deep established claim to it. The number is just sitting there, empty, unused, available. This one detail flips the entire situation on its head. It's no longer something that can be chalked up to a roster conflict or a scheduling oversight. It now looks and feels like an unmistakable act of marginalizing the most influential athlete of her generation. If no one else is using the number, why force Caitlin to abandon it? There is no logical explanation. The justification falls apart instantly. And that's why people are furious. This particular slight also highlights a much larger, long-standing problem for women in sports, especially athletes in the WNBA. It reflects ongoing battles for fair compensation, safer travel, and recognition that properly reflects their skill and star power. Think about it. When the biggest star in the entire sport is treated this way, it sends shockwaves throughout the league. It echoes years of frustration and brings visibility to the deep systemic issues that continue to haunt women's basketball, even as it finally gains mainstream attention and unprecedented popularity. The tense conversations surrounding the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement, along with the looming possibility of a lockout, only reinforce how serious these underlying issues are. Players are speaking out more loudly than ever, saying they feel ignored, undervalued, and underpaid compared to the enormous role they've played in elevating the league. So this forced number change isn't just a one-off situation, but it becomes part of a much bigger story about how female athletes are treated and perceived. Section 5. The players are exhausted from constant negotiations and are ready to draw a line, demanding what they know is rightfully theirs. Contract requests in the $1.1 to $2 million range, still tiny compared to men's salaries, are viewed as completely reasonable considering their contributions. The message from players is unmistakable. The ownership groups are not showing them proper respect, and when that environment already exists, doing something like forcing a global superstar to give up the number that defines her only pours gasoline on an already burning fire. Because if they're willing to treat Caitlin Clark like this, what does that imply about their attitude toward every other player? Now, to be fair, Caitlin Clark isn't the only WNBA star associated with number 22. Aja Wilson, an extraordinary athlete and respected leader in the league, also wears it, along with rising stars like Cameron Brink. This has led to conversations over the years about what would happen if multiple stars with the same number ended up on the same roster, especially in all-star environments. But here's the crucial difference. That conversation has always centered around mutual respect, with players typically deferring to one another. What has never been part of the discussion is stripping someone of their signature number with no precedent and no explanation. Last year, when a potential number conflict between Clark and Wilson could have occurred at the All-Star game, it was avoided entirely because Clark was sidelined with an injury.